following podcast contains foul language, graphic violence, and strong nudity. That was out of order. Viewer discretion is advised. Aw, someone threw out some perfectly good white boy.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Tony, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Golf claps. Oh.
Can't do that. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the 4 a.m. podcast, where my brother and I write bad movies, direct them,
Star in them.
And the rest of us clap and fap.
That's right.
Not necessarily in that order.
Clap and fap.
Actually, we are a bunch of garbage men,
Hard at work.
hard at work picking through refuse for your entertainment.
1 year we'll open that surf shop.
Yeah, that's right. But for now, we just pick over the corpses that we found.
Someone threw out a perfectly good movie.
Well, the unused parts of what could have been.
Perfectly good porno. He picked one of those up.
Oh, by the way, Brick is here. I'm your host.
And no, he has still not got the joke.
No, I am Rob Estevez.
Wreckar? What? It's a joke, you know?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
All right.
Shit. Tony, it doesn't
All right,
fucking-
everybody, dial it back. We're starting over. No, I'm kidding. All
Tony Sheen then, all right?
There you go.
happy?
Thank you. I am happy.
Fucking jackass. All right, go.
I am Brick, Tiger Blood.
No.
It's my Indian name.
You're either Sheen or an Estevez. Which one are you?
Tiger Sheen.
Fine, Tiger Sheen.
I'm a crazy white boy with a gun.
Estevez.
I just delivered a pizza here and was immediately taken hostage, and I have not been given food this entire time.
You brought pizza?
Sheen.
By the name of...
What is that guy?
Don't say Joe Estevez. That's an actual guy.
You could have just said Joe, but all right.
Yeah, because that character was just named Pizza Guy. He did
Yeah.
not have a name.
Yeah, but
I mean, why would he?
at some point, we should probably use at least a portion of our real names so people can follow along.
Nah.
Nah,
All right.
Yeah.
Why do I try?
it's in the theme song.
Yeah, it's in the theme song. Even though half of those people aren't here.
Yeah.
It's best if you don't know about John anyway.
Also, apparently, Brian is half of our cast.
Yes.
Anyway, Men at Work is what we watched, and holy balls. Tony,
Wow. Yeah.
how many at the table while Tony's getting that? How many at the table have seen this before?
I have.
Show of hands.
I
Or mouths.
seen 5 minutes of it and then changed the
Yeah.
channel.
All right.
I never heard of it.
Okay. Tony and I don't need to speak for him. We used to watch this like all the time, I feel like.
I thought it was funny when I was 10.
Possibly?
I used to watch this at a friend's house.
Yeah, I know. Yes, we back in the day we certainly watched it. I don't remember how often or anything, but I remember liking it.
Yeah, I remember we used to laugh and laugh at the cops tied to the roundabout. What's that called?
Merry-go-round.
That's what that's called?
Yes.
The merry-go-round had like the horses.
It's around.
It's a sit and spin.
It's still
Budget.
yeah.
Like municipal
okay.
park merry-go-round.
All right.
Oh no,
Poor kid married.
think of the driving thing.
Technically, that's a carousel.
But see, okay.
The one you're thinking
That's
of, Rob.
okay.
Yes, we used to like it, but at one point we also used to shit in our pants.
Yeah, no, but I
My point is,
I still
sometimes
do.
you
I
know
still
what?
do, yeah.
especially on Fridays. But
I'm just saying, at some point,
Some people shit in their
you
lockers.
might grow up. Not everyone, but you might grow up. You might change.
yeah, that's
You might realize things
starting
you
to sound
liked
like
as a
my
kid.
wife.
Yeah, you might realize things you liked as a kid are shit.
Yeah. No, I think also like I don't remember most of this movie. Like I'm pretty sure we used to like put it on, go play Ghostbusters or whatever, and then come back and just see parts that we thought were funny.
Probably.
I mean,
And yeah, sadly, I vaguely remember being like, I want to be like these guys.
oh no.
Yeah, I think
I
that was a
mean-
thing at one time.
And sadly, it's pretty much where we ended up.
Not far off. I hope I'm not that much of an asshole, but
either the fictional characters or the Sheen / Estevezes.
telling you, you'll be happy to know that a surfboard can actually fit in my car. Nice one, Joe.
Sure. So, so of course we did Men at Work from 1990, which also, wow, I thought it was earlier than that. Surprisingly rated PG-13. I guess not that surprising because it's a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon. Written and
those were
directed.
funnier.
True. Written directed by Emilio Estevez, who also brought us Wisdom, The War at Home, Rated X.
Correct you there.
Bobby. You remember Bobby?
No, I
No,
don't
I
remember,
don't
any
remember
of
any of
these
this.
movies that you're saying.
That's just fine. Because no one gives a shit.
I think there's a reason that nobody remembers these movies.
That was the joke, Ted.
What you got there,
Oh.
John?
Who's Ted?
Do you need some milk?
Oh,
All the way, you
I don't
got your
need it,
milk
but that
right
would
here.
be-
Snickerdoodle Oreos.
My breasts are pretty full.
Long story short, unfortunately, due to some scheduling issues, I don't really have any information on this movie. This time, but if you want to guess at the budget this movie had, I think I found the right one.
Is that something in this room?
I think pretty sure that was your computer.
Oh.
All right, we're
We're still recording.
still recording. Okay.
Keep it in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Budget for this film was $4 million.
There's no words on it.
What?
$4 million? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I probably lowballed it, but
I was gonna say 6, so I'm gonna go with 3 actually. So instead of the 6 I was gonna say, I'm gonna go with 3.
I don't know. I didn't get
I
that.
like Joe's low balls, and I want to
oh,
dip my balls under
You
his.
want to be handcuffed to him to a
Oh,
child's
I wouldn't
toy.
mind.
I'll suck it up and highball it. I'll go 10.
I'm gonna
Go
feel
5.
John's knobby ridges.
Wow. You guys are dancing around it.
yeah, everyone just sandwiched between mine.
And it was 9 million.
Oh,
God.
Rick wins technically.
No, I said 5.
Yeah, you're closest.
Somebody said 6, no?
Oh,
No.
No, Rob was
Rob
going.
thought
to.
about it.
Going to say
Oh.
6.
For
But
some
then I thought-
reason, just
then
was
I
like,
thought,
no.
there's no way possible this costs $6 million. It's ridiculous.
It
But it
cost
did.
9.
Want to guess how much it made?
I accidentally saw how much it's made, so I'm gonna omit myself from.
I have done the same. I found it curious
All right.
that its U.S. gross and its worldwide gross are the same number.
Well,
Pretty gross.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, you want to just say since
Well,
Cats.
they can.
We still
So,
got 2 contestants
yeah,
here.
there's 2
I don't know.
people, 2 horses in this race.
not a challenge, but
This
alright.
was a bad movie. I have never heard of it.
But people in the 90s liked it.
I don't care.
Those 2 things are not
You're
necessarily.
doing the end part at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I'm
That's fine.
guessing.
If that means you're leaving, you can go ahead and do that.
1 million. Oh,
What you got, John?
Cookie in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'll give you a spoiler. It wasn't $1 million.
Let's see. I mean, people liked Charlie Sheen. Was this pre or post?
2 Men and a Baby.
No,
I don't know.
the Rambo parody.
I think
Hot
pre.
Shots?
Hot Shots
Shots,
was early
yeah.
90s, but I don't think it was 1990.
Yeah, I think it was shortly after this.
Actually, that's Hot Shots 2.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know. People like Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. I'll go with 20.
Ooh,
Rick wins. It was 16.
16 million?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little over that, actually, but yeah.
I think that's about what the new Pixar movie made too.
I am fascinated by that. But anyway.
Wow.
Crippled dog though. Who's in this film?
Well, what we say it was 9 million.
Yeah.
That got you Emilio Estevez because he wrote and directed the thing, so he's damn sure going to star in it.
For $8.5 million.
If you got Emilio Estevez, you can get yourself a Charlie Sheen on the cheap.
Depends.
Half price, half brother.
Yeah,
Depends on if
I mean,
he's if you can tear him away from fighting cocaine bears.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait,
I
they're
thought he
related?
was the cocaine bear.
Oh yeah, I guess we should settle something right now. Brick does not know that Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez are related.
I had no idea.
Now
I
he
don't
does.
know why they would have
Yeah,
been
does that
because
surprise anyone?
That he doesn't know that?
or that they're related because the last names are different.
Yeah, I mean, I only knew that because I watched TV in the 80s. And
It's
Rick
fucking
did.
Hollywood. Half the people don't have real last names anyway.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but
that's true. Some people don't even have last names.
If you're not like into entertainment news, like it's not something that comes up that often, especially nowadays. And
So-
this is the same guy who thought Donald Duck and
Were
Howard
real
the Duck
people,
were the
I
same.
know.
Yeah.
So
So
All right, let me. So as I believe, and guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Martin Sheen. I believe his last name is actually Estevez legally, or he may have legally changed it, but you get what I mean.
Okay.
And so Martin Estevez and Joe Estevez are brothers, and
Was
Martin
Joe Estevez in this movie?
No,
Okay.
he's in other things.
we'll show you later.
Werewolf,
When you're older.
a werewolf, and
Huh.
Ghost
Roller
Baby.
Gator,
And Ghost Baby.
Ghost Baby.
Don't forget Ghost
I
Baby.
couldn't forget Ghost Baby, but Martin Estevez / Sheen had 2 kids, and one was Charlie Sheen, and one was Emilio, who kept the Estevez name so he could forge his own way in Hollywood and not be tied to the Sheen name.
And a fortnight after their birth, they were visited by 3 wise men
Yeah,
that rode in on bears,
yes, that delivered
brought them gifts of mullets and cocaine.
cocaine, fentanyl,
waiting
and
Tiger's blood.
tiger's blood. They will die for our sins one day.
All right, but there's some other people in here. There's this woman named Leslie Hope as Susan Wilkins, who I've never seen her before.
Nope.
Yeah,
She was in Parks and Rec.
There is the amazing Keith David, who is a veteran of this podcast. Just walked in here and just stole the fucking show on this movie.
And is our I'm declaring it now. He's Keith David, patron saint of the podcast.
absolutely.
Fat Chat champion.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He was, carrying the honor of Fat Chat in this movie. We'll discuss it when we go through.
Knows how to handle fries,
Synopsis.
knows how to order pizza. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Everything about this guy.
And then you get crazy ass Dean
Knows how to
Cameron
get his dick sucked.
as the pizza man, who is just taken hostage through this film.
By an airsoft.
Hell
gun.
yeah, chainsaw.
He, I believe, went on to just become the craziest of conspiracy theorists, like Kirk Cameron level gullibility.
Oh, in real world?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Crocoduck.
yeah. I think his arguments, if I remember right, have the value of Crocoduck.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, being in that environment does stuff to you.
Yep. Okay.
Having your head put through a wall.
Yeah. None of that was scripted. All right. So,
The only other thing I know about this movie is apparently in Japan, the Japanese Garbage Workers Union campaigns to not have this displayed on shelves because it portrays garbage workers in a negative light.
I mean, honestly, we should have done the same here.
Yes.
really.
I did look that up, and I was about to mention that, and I think that might be leading to why the worldwide gross is the same as the domestic. But
Yeah, no one worldwide thought it was worth it to fill out the distribution forms or anything.
No, you're like,
America, you can keep it.
correct. You can keep your garbage
I
in every
wonder
sense.
if there's a movie that's
Yep.
actually made money
yes,
by bribes to not
Yes.
show it. So like they were like, you're going to show this. And they're like, what if we just pay you some money instead
There are
and not show it?
there are movies that have made money as tax write-offs
Oh, okay,
Like
yeah.
Batgirl?
to fail. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think made money is the right
Well,
term to use for that.
I mean,
one.
the studio technically profited by the loss.
Sure. Sure. I don't. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucked up like that.
yeah,
I know. It
that's
doesn't
true.
make sense, but it.
That is true.
I mean,
What
and there's way back when there weren't as many laws. I mean, there was producers like shit going on where you just sell the shit out of the proceeds of a movie and then, movie didn't make any money, but we did.
Yeah.
mission success.
I think that's called MCU Phase 4.
Also-
through 6.
Well, that also might be MCU -2 or something, because that's close to the story of the Fantastic Four.
So Fantastic Four was not a money thing. That was
to keep the rights, but
it was a trademark
It was a
thing, yeah.
movie that they made that never got released, and they've basically paid money to keep it quiet. But it's now
Yeah.
popular, and it made the studio money, and ultimately.
It did not make the studio money because all that money is coming
No.
from bootleg copies.
Well, no, but the studio made money by keeping the licensing, and later made.
Yeah, they went on to make movies that made money.
I,
Not good movies and not a lot of money.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know about that.
I didn't say how much. But, you know.
All right. We ready to start this thing? John's left the room.
Yeah, John just left. He's like,
He's had
"Ah,
enough.
He's got the right idea.
I was here for the laughs. Now I'm out for the film.
I think he's wrecking your house.
I mean, I'd rather have that than wrecking my toilet.
He's probably not leaving through the door.
No, he's Kool-Aid Manning it. And that's fine.
Did anyone make sure that John did not just swallow a giant brick of cocaine?
Where would he get a giant brick of cocaine?
Diabetes?
What?
Diabetes
there,
is in here.
Is there cocaine in there?
Maybe.
I've never noticed. Can you check
Ah,
for me?
shit.
I like that. The can
Random
was, like,
drug
exactly-
inspection on diabetes.
John, did you fill that with milk?
This is.
Did you fill that with cocaine?
There is milk in there if you want milk.
Are we
There's milk
inspecting the
and
things
glasses
here?
over there.
Because I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. There's nothing to talk about in this dumbass movie, so please ask away.
Cinnamon bun inspired.
Yep.
And I haven't opened this yet, but this just looks like regular popcorn with flavoring on it.
Right.
It is.
That would
None
be.
of it looks like cinnamon buns.
Well,
Because
So it's
inspired.
inspired by
Yeah.
cinnamon
It's 'cause
buns.
they can't get close enough to cinnamon buns.
Let me
with
hold
popcorn.
up.
Yeah.
Let's run this through here. Brick,
Yes,
what
buddy.
what would you like to see?
Tiny cinnamon buns.
Okay, but how would that be popcorn?
It wouldn't be. That's why I'm confused.
He's not
Like,
wrong.
why-
That's what I want.
They
to
could
see,
have
too.
done cinnamon bun flavored,
It's essentially what it is.
but inspired leaves me with questions on
Well,
what-
it's
what
Trader
parts-
Joe's
Inspired.
product, so it's
what makes a
douchey.
bun a cinnamon bun?
No.
Okay, cinnamon. So it's probably got cinnamon on it.
Well, no.
All right,
Somebody
Whoa.
open that.
Being a
bag.
bun
Whoa.
also makes it a cinnamon
I think
bun.
there actually is cocaine
is.
in John's cup.
Somebody open that. Open the bag. Open the bag. What's in the bag? What's in the bag?
It is questionable phrasing,
Yeah,
but let's.
that's-
But it
we
clearly
should just.
says in bigger letters, kettle corn. So you are getting kettle corn.
Could a man please take that bag from him and open it?
Rick is losing the battle to a bag.
Jesus.
Fucking vegetarian muscles can't handle
No, so there's a thing when you're
Atrophied
trying to open a
biceps.
thing where you
of a
end up
child.
fighting yourself so that you don't like rip it open like some cartoon character.
That's what we do around here.
Yeah, the cartoon
Oh,
character in
I-
your case being Goofy.
All right, let's see here.
I don't know what to make. Of
I don't know. This is off the rails so hard.
Yeah,
But it's fine because this movie is just
But
nothingness.
Rick got caught up on poor wording on a
Pouring it on the
package,
table. I don't care.
and that caused everyone else to get caught up on Rick's poor wording.
That's
on
how we
the
do.
Subject.
Now, just try to advance the plot forward, and you have my job.
It's cinnamon flavored kettle corn, everybody. Full stop.
Yeah, it's exactly what we said. They couldn't get it close enough to cinnamon buns, so they said it's inspired rather than flavored.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong here.
That being
I
said,
don't
it's
even-
still good.
It's fine. Yeah.
Good, but
I'm
it's
enjoying
not a
it.
cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
You said nothing to say about the peanut butter covered pretzels with M&Ms and
Those
I haven't
are
gotten to
Holy
that yet.
jingle jangle.
those are
Peter-
premium twists. Those
Peter
aren't even
twists?
pretzels.
Oh,
Okay.
pretzel twist.
got your premium
Oh.
twist right here.
Never mind, they are pretzels.
And they got Oreos in them.
Come in a box now,
Premium.
or are those different? Is it premium?
Is Oreo credited?
Because it's a pretzel.
They're not JoJo flakes on there.
Yeah, they're JoJo's.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It is a Trader Joe's
it's got a
brand
peanut
product.
butter candy coating. Oh, you can have it.
All I know
For some
is
weird
it's a-
reason, my wife likes to shop at Trader Joe's. Whatever.
all I know is that it's a drug and a shitty TV show.
What?
Jingle
Now
jangle?
we might get wordings for that.
What?
That's true.
Jingle
You don't-
jangle?
You don't remember that? Yeah, I believe it. What's the name of that Archie drama from CW? Whatever. But
You're asking
Riverdale?
me?
Riverdale,
Yes.
yeah.
supposedly
It was never turned CW on in my entire life.
I was asking the group, but that's all right. Supposedly there's a drug in that called Jingle Jangle, and that was
Okay.
like a whole to do when Trader Joe's came out with the
It's
thing.
not a drug, that was a
whatever.
code for sex.
Okay, whatever.
They all wanted Archie's Jingle Jangle.
See,
So-
why?
So this
Okay,
movie,
so This movie starts with it's men at work. The men are at work building a title card. I like how it assembled itself in a neat way,
It was 80s.
and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
You just see
And they not once play Men at Work.
no, they couldn't get the rights for
No,
that.
hell no, they couldn't afford that.
So you just see barrels of waste hitting it, sitting in the water. You know, you're expecting like a Batman villain to pop out at any point here.
Or a giant crocodile or something.
Get a Godzuki coming out of here.
Pretty sure we were hoping for that the entire damn
Got some
movie.
sweet kelp.
Yep.
And
Yep.
some fish.
And you see
Clearly not that toxic waste.
a boat named the Coronado. We're dumping barrels off of it. And we meet the bad guy. His name's Max. I call him Max Bad Guy for this.
Because he is the maximum bad guy. you
Oh, yeah.
can imagine.
He's got the bad guy overacting going hard.
Yeah. He should be the villain in a Nickelodeon thing starring Frankie Muniz or something.
Don't insult Nickelodeon like that.
Yeah,
No, I think it's pretty spot on.
I think by the second scene, I referred to him as even shittier Kurt Fuller.
Yeah, like his character name should have been Kurt Fuller.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's Kurt Fuller?
Take this guy.
No, Kurt Empty.
Imagine like this guy just like 100% better. So like that's still not good, but that's significantly better than this guy.
Improvements are improvements.
Yeah.
This guy with twice the acting ability and like 10 times more charisma.
Yeah. Kurt Fuller is a man who like
Just-
knows how to act like an asshole. This guy's just an
like,
asshole.
even you, just Google Kurt Fuller. I feel like even you should know who he is.
But he
Why do you-
wants to be told.
Well, we've told
Anyway.
him, but I think
Yeah.
Rob's betting that he would recognize his face.
Yep.
I seriously doubt it. But
So there is a councilman that looks like Gary Busey if you took the teeth slider and slid it all the way to the other direction. He's like, hey, bad guy, I see you dumping all this waste here in my district. I'm not going to be part of it anymore. I'm not afraid of you.
I mean, I was a part of it, and now I'm not.
Yeah.
I guess.
not afraid of you anymore.
And the bad guy's like, well, you know, good luck becoming mayor without my paint thinner company's backing, I guess. The councilman's like, whatever, dude, I'm out of here. By the way, I tape recorded this whole thing. He snickers to himself while he rides away in his car. And
His shitty car.
his shitty car. Yeah, he's on a city councilman.
What? So,
But his
budget.
campaign manager is not.
No.
That's why I was
Well,
like,
she's
wait a
embezzling all the money.
so what is the runoff chemical for paint thinner?
I looked that up. I could not find.
No, because I imagine paint thinner is just that's it. Like, you
Yeah,
get
that
paint
is the
thinner.
bad chemical.
That's the bad chemical. You're not throwing that out. You're selling it.
That's the byproduct that you get.
Well,
from
that's
making-
Yeah, like
So mineral spirits actually is apparently just secreted from pine trees naturally.
yeah,
it's
and it
refined,
thins
but,
paint
like-
just fine. It does a great job, and it's totally natural.
Yeah.
So what it?
Okay, that was one of the other things I asked while we
There
were
are a lot
watching
of
the.
different, like acetone is also a paint thinner. Like it's an all
That's
natural.
Ass, tone, farts.
Poopy.
Tony Poopy.
Tony Poopy.
Tony's ready to flip the table.
He is. He's ready. I bolted it to the floor just in case.
All right. So, what do we even have going on here? We meet Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, our
it's
main
awful.
characters.
It's just awful. It's the worst.
Yeah, they both suck. One is
So much.
One's sleeping on the beach with a lady. Not that sucks, but you know he heads over to Charlie Sheen's, who's a peeping tom, and has what we at this time we believe to be a sniper rifle.
They are garbage men in every sense of the word.
Yes. And he's spying on our female lead, who I never caught her name. I know I
Neither
just
did Charlie Sheen in this
yeah.
movie.
Well, he like
So I
yells
just
it.
refer to her as female lead.
Here's the thing: he yells it for like the latter half of the film,
By that point, we could.
but I don't know what it is. Like I can't
yeah.
remember.
Susan.
What Susan. There you go.
All right.
Susan Banthony.
All right. So they both get in their garbage truck and drink their Jolt Cola. And we meet their
Style at the
rivals,
time.
who one is the super Rasta guy, who Brick thought was flat when he first saw him.
I swear, I thought he was two-dimensional.
He
in that
he
passenger
does look
seat.
like
He is rather two-dimensional.
he looks like a 2-dimensional cutout of Weird Al Yankovic.
And
Like,
the other one is is rocking both a ponytail and a pompadour.
He looks. So all right, one of
He's a
them.
greaser.
One of them looks like if you drew a cartoon of Weird Al and then deflated it,
Mm.
and then one of them looks like if you drew a cartoon of Kevin Sorbo and deflated it.
So
Which one's which?
Do you decide?
So they're like, hey, you're blocking the way out. Can you move? Emilio Estevez is like, back my truck into yours and smash your headlight? Sure.
'Cause that won't result in repercussions at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Spoiler alert, this is going to escalate till they try to kill each other,
mhm.
basically.
And then we cut to that city councilman is at his office running for mayor, and he looks out his window, and the two bad guy hitmen in this movie are sitting in a car with the license plate that says Hitmen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, did you realize that you just shut your brain off and go to sleep?
I did that.
Yeah, you're a big William Hung fan. Eh?
Yeah, I think I did that around when the barrels went in the water while the title card was building itself.
Smarter man than I.
Yeah.
I thought this was more action. I did not realize it was just
Slapstick.
Bad.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So a little kerfluffle happens where his campaign manager, the female lead in this movie, comes in. She's like, I got this tape of a band that should do our campaign song, blah, blah, blah. Accidentally switch that with your tape of Max Bad Guy saying he's evil. And they go on their way.
And I want everybody to put a pin in that, that she had a tape of a band she thought would be good for a political campaign
Yes.
for mayor of some town in San Francisco or
Las
California.
Playas.
Las Playas, California.
Then we cut back to Sheen and Estevez being just the worst garbage men.
They're awful.
They have parked the garbage truck straight in the middle of the road. They're emptying cans into it and just throwing the cans, not even like in
one
the
case,
direction
the
of the
entire
house.
can is being
Yeah.
thrown into the garbage
Yep.
truck.
We meet the two bike
To be
cops in
fair,
this film.
that's how I remember our 80s garbage men.
Yeah, that was
actually
pretty much the style at the time as well.
waste management employees have come a long way.
I mean, my uncle was an 80s garbage man. I don't think he was. Yeah, we had some bad garbage men at times.
It's not.
Keith David probably got to him early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's
true.
not that all garbage men
Change them up.
necessarily do that, or certainly are supposed to do that, but enough do.
We meet the two bike cops in this film. They show up and they're like, we're the bad guys. One of
They're
them's
the
like
worst bad guys
the
ever.
veteran cop that hates these two because, they're legitimately
And
bad at their
rightfully,
jobs.
rightfully
and
hates them.
Yeah.
Like,
They are a public nuisance.
But yeah, why? I mean, they're assholes. So
Oh, well, I'm sure they have noise complaints against them,
Well,
vandalism,
I think the simple,
going through people's trash.
From what I can understand, everybody here in this film is an asshole.
Actually, I think
That's why I'm saying, why is the cop targeting them for being an asshole?
I think
Because
that-
the cops are also assholes. Everyone in this movie is
I
an
don't know.
asshole.
I think this cop's in the right though, in
he's
all
definitely
of
in
his
the right.
behavior.
He's definitely in the
They
right.
should be arrested for a lot of things.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
He's
but-
right. He's right to hate these men, but he's not right in his behavior because his behavior is petulant douchebaggery.
Yeah.
It's unbecoming of the badge.
But the whole thing felt like there was like some drop subplot where they just got out of jail or something, and they're now they're working as garbage men or something like. But
He
there's
just had
he's just a dick.
He just had a stigma against you're a garbage man. You're
There was that,
low-class
too.
trash.
John,
Yeah, but
why does your straw look like a rusty trombone?
Because I was drinking Dr. Pepper out of it earlier, and it's a shitty Burger King paper straw. So we're saving the environment. West Haven Burger
The West
King,
Haven Burger King
Elm
will give
Street.
you paper straws,
paper straw.
and they
Well, you gotta-
they will destroy
You
themselves.
got to
before
level
you
up
finish
from
the
Melty
soda.
Face, John. Go to
Melty
Mel-
Face does not work
Melty
there
Face
anymore.
has not been there for.
I know she melted
Very
into the
long time.
fryers. probably.
Anyway,
no one knows what the hell you're talking about.
so
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Penguin Lady, though, she's still around.
the
Oh, good.
Penguin Lady works at a different
She
store
works
now.
at Subway.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Anyway,
Moving on up.
so the newer cop here, the new guy on the force, is like Lieutenant Dangle from
Yeah,
Reno 911. If you lengthened his shorts by 3 inches,
Yeah.
but might actually just be where Thomas Lennon got the inspiration.
That could very well be, actually.
So these Snickerdoodle Oreos are really good.
I mean, are they? I haven't even tried one yet.
You got to do it.
So then it goes back to a montage of more awful garbage work. They're like rolling bowling balls. They're slamming garbage can lids together like cymbals. When I was 10, I thought this was funny. But when I was 10, like throwing the egg roll from my Chinese combo meal into someone's car through the roof they left open, I also thought was funny.
Did you do that?
Yeah, it's terrible.
You did what?
Dick.
Yeah, when I was 10, you know.
What a waste of food.
Yeah,
The hell?
that was terrible.
Fat Chat Court. Bung bung.
A, statute of limitations.
Yeah,
B, I was a minor.
I was just gonna say the same.
Yeah.
You know what?
There is no statute of limitations.
See, I've eaten more than enough egg rolls since then to sway the balance back.
All right.
Fucking asshole.
So,
It appears you've served your penance.
all right. This is also the point where they're having a conversation where they're stealing things from people's garbage, and
Well, is it theft? It's being thrown away.
but I believe it is put out there under the trust that it will go to the landfill and not anywhere else.
Either way, it's fucked up.
Like
Yes.
technically, a cop can arrest you if you're like taking things out of people's trash.
Yeah,
Huh.
but it's also it's weird.
Well, I think it's a citation.
It's weird because it's not like hey, somebody put out a perfectly good looking TV. Let me take that home, or something. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're taking like old love letters and shit. Like what
And
the
a bra.
fuck?
He was really eyeing that bra.
It still has sweat stains from the nipples in it.
Also, the grossest,
That wasn't sweat.
the grossest faded
better.
like porno card.
Where
Like, you're adults. Go buy a magazine.
the tits have
they
been
were
rubbed
novels.
out on it.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Rubbed out.
You know how that
I
happens.
know
He
what
goes-
I said.
he goes, oh, look at this smut. And then he sticks it in his pocket.
Yep.
It's a love letter that
So-
somebody wrote. Yeah.
On their lunch break,
I'm gonna roll this up
They
and snort coke. out of
have
it.
beer and talk about how much they suck. They want to open a surf shop
In their uniform.
in their uniforms.
I
Yep.
want to stress that because it's fucking gross.
And speaking of in their
It
uniforms,
gets worse.
this whole time they've had wetsuits on under their uniforms.
Even
Yum yum
grosser.
yum.
Yep. And they strip down to those and go surfing.
But in addition to the idea of them wearing these wetsuits
On their
all
lunch
day,
break.
Yeah.
In addition to the grossness of them wearing a wetsuit all day, that means when they went to get lunch, they could have taken those off.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's all. It's
At one
just-
point, Emilio
ugh.
Estevez gives some woman a hug in that suit.
Well, he's still. I mean,
He's probably fucked her a few times on his lunch break.
oh, probably,
right.
almost definitely.
In that
wetsuit,
suit.
In that
yeah.
suit.
Either way, she's fucked.
But yeah, that's the but at least whatever. That's gross. But like he's still working. He's got to be in the suit. When you go to lunch, fucking take that off. Don't eat around. Oh,
All right.
sorry.
I mean, they're probably used to it, though.
I'm sure, but it's not, I don't know. It really just bugged me. That's
So now they have to go to the dump and do the nasty, which is just sweeping out their garbage truck, which is legitimately gross, but it's like, yeah, that's part of your job.
I mean,
also that's
yeah.
what led to the stains on the suit, which is why I'm gagging that they're
Yep.
eating around that.
my job is roughly equivalent to that at this point. So
So the city councilman, he runs into the police station. He goes to a police captain and he's like, "Hey, I got this tape here. It's gonna put bad guy Max away.
Also me.
Yep. Let me play it." And it's just the band that they picked for the campaign song. It's just going, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it. And
it's so terrible.
it's really bad. Set to like a drum machine and just a really bad keyboard loop.
1990.
Yep.
Their campaign's gonna be run by Vanilla Ice,
And the councilman
Or
just
Milli Vanilli.
gets super pissed and runs out of there.
who's just dubbing over Vanilla Ice.
There you go.
So then the police captain, he immediately calls bad guy Max. And he's like, "Hey, the city councilman just ran in here. He says he's got a tape of you. He might have just eaten a whole brick of cocaine and be rampaging about, but I figured you should know just to be sure." So bad guy Max is like, he's fucking dead. I'll send my 2 best hitmen to go kill him. His 2 best hitmen are not very good.
No.
So now we go back to the locker room of the garbage truck company because now their day of work is done, and we see their rivals.
At night, I think.
Well, no, this part's still during the day,
Oh,
but
okay.
their rivals had set off airbags in their trunk and the steering wheel of their garbage truck. So they're like, oh, okay. You're going to prank us with that. We're going to prank you by setting off airbags in your locker that then explode in a shower of feces. The only good thing is those guys had just gotten out of the shower. So it's just like, we're going right back in the shower.
Yeah.
They didn't like get dressed or anything.
Yeah, thank God.
But
who cleans up the shit?
yeah.
Not fucking me. I don't give a damn.
And that's never mentioned again. They walk right to their supervisor who's yelling at them. It's like, yeah, we just set off an excrement bomb right in your place of business.
Oh, they don't know anything about that, sir.
Yeah. So
Can't help you there, I think was they said with the bowling ball.
their boss is pissed. And he's like,
And nuts.
yep.
I want your guns and your badges.
Yeah,
He's like, you done fucked up for the last time, Balake.
again, that's why I was pressing on this thing with the cops before as well. Is Rob's right. When we got to this part, it really hit me is they should be like cops or something. Like, this does not make sense for garbage men. There's no reason for the cops to just randomly be harassing garbage men. This guy should not be like, oh, you're gonna have somebody follow you and whatever. Yeah, like no, just they're fired. Done.
Yeah. But he's like, well, third party observer. He's my brother-in-law. You're going to get along just fine. And then he laughs like the Joker, fucking cackling away about it.
Maybe because it's a union
Waste
job.
removal.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
I was
all.
just gonna say they might be union.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
But still, like you said though, it's the whole scene is basically I'm gonna have your badges for this.
oh yeah, it's very it's played
garbage
exactly
men don't
like
have
that.
badges.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
it's
they
not-
are union, sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. If they are union, they might have an hour lunch break, at which point they could drink a beer and totally process it and have time to go surfing.
If they were in Germany, they might actually have gotten that paid for by the company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it takes 4 hours.
I mean, if they're union, they might have a 4-hour break.
Well, whether or not they're entitled to it, they probably take it at least a 4-hour break on their day.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so they go back to their apartment to play Trivial Pursuit, which they're very good at.
Like you do.
And then he's like, oh, hold on. I got to be Peeping Tom now because I hear yelling across the way. That lady I've been stalking this whole time, Councilman just busts in the house and throws her to the ground. And he's rampaging around yelling about the tape.
He's like, you're cool if I jerk off a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Oh,
Charlie
you're cool
Sheen's...
with me doing it.
Yeah, totally.
Charger crystals?
Actually, why don't I jerk you off? I mean, we're here.
clapping and fapping.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
As long as you're looking forward, because no homo.
It's not gay. It's like a stranger.
It's
Yeah.
Dutch rudder.
It's just bros helping bros.
You're just
Right,
helping.
we're
You're
just
just
helping
helping your
each
bro
other out,
jerk
man.
off. Anyway,
As long as we don't look each other in the eyes, it's not gay.
so
And even if I did look you in the eye, it's just because we're cool like that.
Yeah, we're just cool. We're just friends.
Yeah, in fact, you know what? I'm not even going to look out the window. It's cool.
That's right. Let's go to bed.
what are you even talking about?
We're just talking about jerking a bro off, man.
I think they just had a flashback or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how John and I met, actually.
Homoerotic, incestual fan fiction here, or homosexual erotic fan
That's
fiction.
right.
Okay, so anyway, so Charlie Sheen decides to get out his pellet gun,
Yeah, if that's what it's called.
cocks it, and just shoots this man in the ass.
You're gonna need
Do with
to
that what you will.
dial it back and give some
Not
context.
gonna let
Not
you
at
take
all.
that where you want. And
right
then
in the pooper.
they duck down and hide in shame. And so the guy gets hit in the ass, the councilman, and he's like, my ass. And he falls over. And then the hitmen come in and start strangling him to death. And they take what they believe to be the incriminating tape. And they just take his body. They didn't even bring like a bag or a rug or anything like that. They just run out into the street with the body and throw it in a toxic waste barrel that doesn't even fit in their trunk.
Yeah, no, these hitmen were like as if they were born yesterday, and they were like, your job here on Earth is to kill people. And they're like, what are people? Like, they're so completely brain dead.
Also, kind of an important note, the girl that lives in this apartment, apparently, we find out later, she was told whatever about the tape. She's like, oh, it's down in my car, I'm going to go get it. Somehow left her apartment, went down to her car, came back, missing 2 men carrying a body.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she's in a parking garage. I think she actually is in a parking garage and they were on the street. So
The car
maybe
she's
that's
driving, I
possible.
hope she's in a parking
Maybe,
garage.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
Maybe she used the elevator, they used the stairs.
I guess. There's just a lot here.
Either way, the barrel that has the councilman's body in it immediately falls out of their car as these two are bickering.
And they don't
They don't
They're also
notice.
driving like mad people.
So how did they get the barrel there?
Oh, it was in their
It
trunk.
was in the trunk.
It was
with
the same way?
It was bungee corded.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're professionals.
They
so-
spent a lot of time tying the knot when it didn't have the body in it, but then they were in a hurry to get away.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm trying to justify
Yeah,
the very loose
I don't-
plot of this movie. Anyway, we wake up to just Charlie Sheen walking around in his boxers, grabbing his package.
It's just another day with Charlie Sheen.
He's really massaging
He
that thing. Like,
he starts his day with what was implied to be ice cream, but Rob decided was lard, so I seconded it.
it's large.
It was coffee, lard, some sort of alcoholic beverage, and
Jaeger.
Jaeger, and just a whole thing of Tylenol, which he kept in his dish rack. Sure.
You sure it was Tylenol?
It was
It was
red
in a
and white.
Tylenol
so,
bottle.
yeah.
It could have been anything. It was in that kind of
red and
bottle.
white.
He
Yeah.
probably refers
enough.
to it as his Tylenol.
Yeah.
Candy cane pills.
And now we see they're driving around with the Keith David. And you're like, oh shit. Keith David ain't taking any shit. Like Charlie Sheen's trying to sweet talk him. He's like, don't talk to me. And then Emilio Estevez is
If I
just
feel like,
like
talking to you, I will look at you.
yeah. Emilio Estevez is like, this sucks. And he's like, you want to repeat that? And he's like, this sucks and you suck. Don't say that to Keith David.
No. Well, I mean, in this case, please do, because
Yeah.
the end result is fantastic.
And,
The movie almost
one of the few
ended.
times I ever feel bad for Charlie Sheen. He's just in the middle of this, like, hey guys, let's not get out of control here. And Keith David's like, get out of control. I'm going to beat up the man driving the truck.
Not only am I going to beat up the man driving the truck, I'm going to attempt to pull him over your lap and out the window that I'm sitting by.
Oh, yeah.
So the garbage truck just swerves into the other lane.
Well, yeah, we're all going to hell tonight.
Charlie Sheen gets punched
yeah.
in the face. And they just go to a diner after that. Charlie Sheen, tends to his nose. And while they're in the bathroom complaining about the situation, Keith David draws a nice picture of an attack helicopter bombing a pier at the beach.
Like you do.
Yep.
I'm sure almost everyone else, 3 out of 5 people at this table have probably drawn similar things.
Yeah, maybe not the pier. I couldn't draw that well. But definitely the attack helicopter bombing stuff.
He identifies. As
Yeah,
Yeah.
attack helicopter.
He uses attack helicopter pronouns.
Now, fat chat foul here, because Keith
Would've
David's
lost
also
a hand.
ordered food here. And he expresses, condolences about, he apologizes for busting Charlie Sheen's nose. And Charlie Sheen's like, hey, we got off on the wrong foot. You two should shake, and we'll just start this over. We'll try again. And Emilio Estevez tries to shake his hand. Keith David gives him a little slap. And, you're like, okay, it's good. We're starting over. Yeah. Emilio Estevez immediately tries to grab 3 of Keith David's fries.
Right.
Keith David not having that. Protects his fries.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No, first of all, I mean, even just in general,
Yep.
it's a stranger's fries. Like,
Yeah.
You're just grabbing food off of someone you don't know's plate.
Yeah.
No, he knows who he is.
No, yeah,
Don't do a fisticuff.
Knowing
Well-
who someone is and knowing someone are 2 very different things.
More than that, like, in general, if somebody's fries, you don't just take them.
No.
That's
No.
like, we're brothers. I still wouldn't just grab off your plate
No.
like that. Like that.
And if you
it doesn't
did,
matter if he knows him or
you would
not.
be doing it to start shit because you want
yeah.
to get in a
Oh
fight.
well, yeah. So
yeah.
if I wanted to start some
Yeah.
shit, I'd grab his fries for sure. But
Because you knew it would be wrong to do.
yeah,
My wife doesn't touch my fries.
Yeah.
Like, there are rules. There are rules.
I-
You said you wanted a small fry, and that's what you got.
Yeah,
I
bare
ordered
minimum.
large, and I'm eating them all, and you're not touching them.
Bare minimum, you wait till it appears that he is done, and then you say, "Are you going to eat that?"
That's
Either way,
fair.
You got to ask.
Well, you don't even have to necessarily wait till he's done, but just be like, "Hey,
At
cool if I
least
have a
ask.
fry." Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
So
he looks like a pepperoni and extra cheese man to me, so I'm gonna leave his fries the F alone.
Estevez gets a yellow card, I think.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's
for
lucky
sure.
he only got a yellow card and not a red face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the yellow card for the action, but for the movie, it's gonna be.
we're
Well,
not.
that's different,
Yeah, we
yeah.
haven't gotten to that point yet.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm past that point.
I'm pretty sure everyone listen. Yeah, like at this point, I think
Nobody's
all of
charging
us
this
were
laser.
Yeah. Is
So anyway,
He's ready to get his gay poncho out and just mow us all down.
shoop the whoop. So
It's a gay poncho.
you weren't there for that episode.
Okay.
true fans will know.
Yeah, that's
Rambo.
right.
See, John's a true friend.
Yeah, that's right.
He's also an only fan.
You should come to my OnlyFans.
I would not do that if I was paid to. So now they find the councilman in the trash, and Keith David walks over and he's like, "Somebody threw out a perfectly good white boy."
Oh, a few things here. First, number one, yeah, we're picking up trash. We come across a large, bright yellow,
Yep, toxic waste barrel.
yeah, metal
Yeah.
bin with toxic waste on the side. Charlie Sheen just opens it up.
Oh no, he
it's
tries to
heavy.
pick it up and throw
Well,
it.
yeah,
in
he
the
tries to
garbage
throw it
truck
out first, right?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, this is heavy. I got to see what's inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, I don't know what the bulk pickup rules are for this date and time. But I mean, seeing what they've done so far, I guess it's not that weird that like anything they find, they'll just try and pick up and throw in the trash.
That'll give you, but like, it says toxic waste. I mean, if I did.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Again, they're idiots,
They
but
are
it is
idiots.
just like,
We have not completely established they can read.
That's the thing. We haven't really.
I stand corrected. I
No. They read someone's love letter.
That's true.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
Yeah.
we know
is
Emilio
true.
Estevez can read. We don't know that Charlie Sheen can read.
Yes.
Fair enough. We'll
But-
split it.
To be fair, it could
Oh,
be
well,
somebody from the chemical plant just like decided to take a barrel home because
that's
they
true.
didn't want to go buy a
Dad
trash
used to have
can.
all those barrels. You remember that?
Yeah, but I don't care if you have a yellow barrel that says toxic waste that has a sealed top on it. Don't just fucking open that shit.
Are
You
you
don't
sure?
know what you're all
That's how you
things.
get superpowers.
Yeah.
That's also how you get ghoulies, motherfucker, or hobgoblins. It's like you don't want that shit.
Or cancer.
But it's Charlie Sheen.
Mostly cancer.
So
Explains a few things.
Exclusively cancer.
But then he also immediately jumps to, oh shit, I'm going down for this because this was the guy in the apartment. I must have killed him.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
I
shot
don't-
him in the
What?
ass with a pellet gun.
and then apparently stuffed him in a barrel
Yeah,
unknowingly.
or he fell out the window and conveniently landed in a medical waste barrel that sealed itself.
6
Oh.
blocks
How
down
the
the road.
fuck?
Yeah.
What?
And Emilio Estevez, you're an accomplice to this.
Sure.
So that they just have a fight. Morale collapses, and the two of them get into a fight.
That's fine.
Oh
And,
yeah. I wish Keith David had just been like, I've been waiting for this, and started kicking them both in the face.
yeah.
Backed
Charlie
over 'em
Sheen.
with the truck.
He's
would've been
like,
ideal.
you know, you're. And he what he calls him. He's like, you're a stupid little man or something. And I'm like, you tell him, Charlie Sheen. And then Keith David is just like, yo, this guy got choked to death. You can see the grout marks. And then the bike cops show up. And so they throw a cowboy hat on the city councilman. The bike cops do not notice it's the fucking guy running for mayor.
Well, because
Whose poster is like
hat.
3 feet
Yeah.
away.
You know, he's got
Yeah,
a
but he
big-
wasn't wearing the hat. in the
big old
poster.
cowboy
Yeah.
hat and some sunglasses on. You know.
Yep.
And
This weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, they
was.
weekend at Bernie's it and get away with it.
Not to mention, with the socks that those two are wearing, they don't see good anyway.
Yeah.
They also think he must be drunk or something.
Yeah, I
because
know.
he's not answering their questions, despite
Yep.
the fact that his
Sense of
mouth
style
is fucking
requires-
hanging open,
Yep.
catching
Sense.
flies.
Nothing.
So yeah, the cops are like, "We'll get you one day," and then
My
nothing else
pretties.
comes of that. And now we cut back to the bad guys have gone through like all the trash in the land. They can't find the body, but they bring bad guy Max the tape, and he's like, okay, at least I have that. I'll listen to that. Work it, work it, work it, work it. And he freaks out.
It's still the wrong tape.
Yes.
So now they finish their day of work, and we see their rivals at work who they have already been covered with excrement once. They apparently have set up a poop bomb of their own in Emilio Estevez's locker that doesn't go off. So they're like, let's go investigate. Let's not disarm it. Let's just stand here in front of it.
They were at least careful.
What?
And yeah, they end up getting covered with shit again in the most obvious setup to a joke.
Yeah, like the worst part of all this, we all said something to this effect. And I wanted to count. I wish I had, because it was just literally like we know what's going to happen. How long till we actually get there? And I guarantee we wasted a good 2 minutes just getting to a punchline we all knew was coming.
It honestly would have been funnier if, like, Emilio Estevez was talking to Keith David and it accidentally went off when he wasn't standing in front of the locker or something.
Yeah.
Anything would have been funnier than what they did.
That's a good statement to summarize the entire movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Keith David could have gone, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But they also, if they want to do this, that's fine. But just be like, I don't understand why this didn't work. And he runs over and he opens the thing and boom, it's done.
Yeah.
That fast. Like, let's get going.
They did it like a Wile E. Coyote skit where he runs off the cliff and you all know that he's in the air.
Yeah.
He looks around.
Yeah, it's literally, him
and
just
he's like,
be
I'm over an abyss.
Yeah, holding up the little sign, like, I don't want to look down because I know it's going to come.
I mean, that's how I almost hung my brother, but
Move forward.
So, where are we now? Oh, we're back at their apartment now.
with the umbilical cord.
no.
And the councilman has he's now dressed like Richard Nixon, because in the early 90s everyone had a presidential mask in their apartment.
And because someone saw Point Break.
And
It
I
wasn't
forgot
me.
what he did to deserve it, but I wrote in my notes yellow card for Sheen, which Rob was pointing out. He got a yellow card.
I believe this because he was ordering pizzas, but he seemed to order.
Oh, he ordered one large pizza
adult
for
men.
3 adult men. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Keith David was gonna take that large extra cheese pepperoni by himself.
And,
Yeah,
and eat at least one slice that Emilio Estevez wanted.
Correct. Yeah.
Keith David ordered a large cheese pepperoni for him.
Yeah.
But I think we have to take this back because when the pizza man shows up, he has at least 3 pizzas. So
They must have.
I think we
called
just
back in between
heard.
So
scenes.
it was a yellow card for the editor.
yes,
It's the continuity issue.
Probably Estevez.
Yeah.
actually.
That
So Charlie
explains
Sheen's
so much.
so their plan is like they're just gonna go to this apartment and watch the girl, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because she's got to be the guy that killed the councilman.
No.
Charlie Sheen's just like,
She's got to be the woman that killed the councilman.
yeah, true. Charlie Sheen's like, fuck it, I'm going over there. And Emilio Estevez is like, all right, I guess I'll just sit here with Keith David. No hijinks could ensue.
Yeah.
No,
sounds
none
like a
at
good
all.
plan.
Also, let him get a gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Keith David said, where does he keep that gun of his? And I imagine he just proceeded to rattle through all their stuff till he found it.
It might be, but still, you don't let that man get the gun.
He's not stopping Keith David.
Yeah, well, it's just a pellet gun.
And look
Not
what
to
he
keep
does
it-
with that
Yeah.
shit. Like,
All right.
I'm pretty sure holding it is what begins him triggering with all these flashbacks.
So
But anyway.
he now Charlie Sheen's tiptoeing across the parking lot like he's gonna sneak up on this woman's apartment, and they're like, "What's he doing?" And he's like, "What am I doing?" And
That
just
was-
normally walks.
Potentially the only funny part of this movie.
And it's probably
There were a couple.
it's probably the best joke in here.
Yeah. And he again, like, he walks towards this woman's apartment in the least casual way possible, like he's doing a stealth mission.
Yeah.
And right as he gets to the door, she opens the door to take out the trash. They both scream. Charlie Sheen falls over, pretends to hurt his ankle, immediately begins lying, and demands to come in to get medical attention.
Well, he doesn't demand.
I
He
mean,
flirtatiously
Yeah.
requests.
he just straight up says, "Let's go in
Yeah.
to your apartment." Like,
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
he's just like, "Hey, we're going into your apartment
I can put
Not-
some ice on my ankle.
and some mouth on my dick.
Yeah, it was essentially I am the male lead, you are the female lead.
Do as I say."
Yeah, that's it.
My brother
Let me
wrote
in.
this.
Yeah, this would have been funnier if he just said, "We both know where this is going. Let's go back into your place."
My brother wrote this. I'm about to give you your paycheck.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I'm starring in this film
All over.
is because my brother said I got to make out with a lady if I come to the set. And that's you. Let me in. So they have a bunch of awkward interactions. And now it cuts to Emilio Estevez trying to take a piss, but they put the Nixon corpse in the bathroom and he can't pee because he's being watched by Richard Nixon, which in fairness, I wouldn't be able to pee either. So rather than turn him around or put him just outside the bathroom, he decides to carry him all the way across the apartment right as the pizza guy shows up. Pizza guy sees the body. Keith David freaks the fuck out. He's like, "You've seen too much."
Immediately snaps and attacks us.
Gets him in a headlock and just runs with him for like a while.
into the wall.
Well, but like after a minute of
Oh
running
yeah,
around
it was
the
spinning
place,
around and then into the wall.
he tires his quarry out and then throws him through a wall.
But also, this is another one where I'm just like, fuck all of you, because just like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, we're having a bachelor party. That guy's really drunk. Oh, What
Yeah.
are you gonna do? Give me my pizza. Well, that's it.
Yeah,
But
not for Keith David though.
no, 'cause he's got issues.
So
Extra cheese.
this movie, from the audio perspective, is absolutely terrible. Besides this not good reggae soundtrack, there are cartoonish noises thrown in for emphasis on some of the pratfalls, including when this guy gets knocked unconscious, the pizza guy. He it makes bird noises because he's been knocked goofy, and he says
So-
extra cheese before he passes out.
I have a confession and a concern.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about your confession. Continue.
So I heard the extra cheese,
Yep.
and I heard several times you all saying cartoon noises. I never heard any of the cartoon noises.
I'm not surprised.
So we have a couple of options here. Either Brick thinks that the cartoon noises are real life, or he has a hearing problem.
No, I think the sound mixing wasn't very good, because usually it'd be like, like, I can't believe that's happening, or whatever. Like, there's so much shit happening.
Plus, we were yelling.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like Keith David, I think, was still screaming about the pizza man and whatever, and Emilio Estevez was like, "What are you doing?" And they had whatever shitty soundtrack they had. So when they have the little moment where you just hear like, chirp, 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 like it's kind of drowned out. So
So either way, the hitmen now decide they're going to go back to this girl's place where they killed the dude, see if they can find the tape there.
Never returned to the scene of the crime.
But meanwhile, Keith David, we're back to him. He's having Vietnam flashbacks, and it's playing all the stereotypical "we're in China" sounds.
yeah.
China's Vietnam. All Asians are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks at the pizza man, who is now dressed like a Viet Cong.
Wait, are they not?
I don't know if he's being serious or not, but
No, I need to look this up.
Yeah. And yeah, you're just like, okay, movie, you're the boss, I guess.
I also,
I guess that was funny in 1990.
maybe, but I also feel like someone's kind of missing the mark, because the implications are a little extra weird here, because it's not like some scenario where some whatever bars or something somehow are in front of his face and he's getting flashbacks to being imprisoned. He's having flashbacks to imprisoning someone, and that makes him bloodthirsty. I don't
know that.
Put him back in war mode.
Yeah, but that's we're like this close to him collecting ears for a necklace,
Mode.
So here's a couple of things. This was written by somebody who clearly has no idea how industrial manufacturing works, has no idea how political people present themselves and have their security, has no idea how municipal trash pickup works.
So Emilio Estevez.
I'm pretty
Magnets.
confident
Also
that he
magnets.
also has no idea what a realistic warlike scenario is like.
Yeah, plus
So just insert a 4-year-old's imagination,
It's-
random as
yeah.
fuck. And,
Yes, in the 90s, it was still cool to poke fun at veterans for PTSD.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the jingoism and
Just like now.
homophobia were both really funny back then.
And still are.
The views of Rob are not necessarily the reviews of the 4 a.m. podcast. Either way, so what I do remember from the scene, though, from the first time I watched this film, is Keith David freaks out because he's trying to give a slice of pizza to the pizza guy. That's when he goes on this whole tirade of flashbacks. And he's like, the prisoner gets no food, which was a line that was yelled a lot at my house. Fortunately, my poor sister, many times when my parents were away, and either myself or my brother had stolen her dinner. Usually, my brother would be yelling, the prisoner gets no food.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Huh.
Sorry, Marg.
I don't think we ever did that, my brother and I. We never confiscated each other's food.
And then you throw it in the garbage right in
tried
front
to
of the homeless
hang each
vet that stayed outside
Oh,
your
not
house.
not each other. It was just me trying to hang him. But I didn't know that's what it was at the time.
So, how many times did you try and hang your brother?
Just once. But I didn't know that's what I was doing a science experiment.
You know how gravity worked.
That is absolutely correct. Yeah, that is what the experiment.
So Charlie Sheen has lied to get into this woman's apartment by saying he's a phrenologist, which is someone who studies the contours of someone's head.
And also,
Also-
lies for a living.
Yeah.
I'm an
Why?
analogist.
Yep.
They had a
They
conversation
were
about
talking-
that in the garbage truck earlier.
Yeah, they were talking about
Well,
it.
in Trivial Pursuit.
So?
Yeah.
It was
That's
on
the
his
first
mind.
thing that came
Yeah.
to his drug-addled brain.
He's high on lard and
Yeah,
Tylenol.
his weird mix of lard, acetaminophen, and
Jägermeister.
Jaeger.
No, but like,
And caffeine.
like you know,
Caffeine.
That
like,
makes it get in your blood faster.
like the number one thing with lying is try and say as much of the truth as you can.
He's not a good liar.
Obviously,
So
just be like, I live across the street. I'm a garbage man. You know, I just helped one of your neighbors, some old lady that lives upstairs, bring her groceries in. I have
Yeah.
passed in their apartment.
Done.
Clearly, he's not an established creeper like you are.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's an established creeper. He's just not
Yeah.
a very good
yeah,
talker.
I helped an old lady get her groceries upstairs. She gave me a blowjob. I was hoping.
It's not Given, right?
She
So,
fluffed me for you.
yeah.
She left me.
Save that for the Neil Breen.
So either way, the lady's just like, let's just go somewhere. I haven't decided if you're cool or not yet, so I want to be able to run away.
Let's go somewhere public, please.
So yeah, let's go where there's witnesses.
That would have made way more sense.
I'm gonna
if she
get
was
in my
catching on
car
with shit.
Yeah.
and drive
like this is
like it's
after
a
they've
fucking
been drinking
racetrack.
now.
Yeah, the reality is she was probably kind of drunk.
So
Yeah, until this point, I thought she was the one not asshole in this movie.
No.
Although I should have been cued off because of her music choice, but
yeah,
she just goes weaving in and out of traffic.
And that out.
so
Yeah, that's
that was the 90s.
What's wrong with her outfit?
Fucking
So
neon pink
so
skirt
big.
all the way up
Oh.
past her belly button. It's good stuff.
That was 1990.
That was- no, I'm-
that was like hot shit. Like,
That
Oh, it was cool
It's
then.
period appropriate.
Yeah.
It just hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know. So either way,
I wasn't everything else.
what are we
Now-
wearing now that's so awesome?
we're having like a fucking Blues Brothers
Something
chase
we're gonna think
scene
is
here.
horrible in another 10 years.
Because they go tearing out of this parking lot, driving away in her really like expensive looking car.
Yeah.
And then whatchamacallit, Keith David and I want to call him Keith Urban.
Keith Richards.
Keith David
It is
and
Keith Urban.
Emilio Estevez, they're like, all right, we got to follow him. I'll get in my shitty beater pickup truck with our hostage and our corpse.
Keith Urban, Carl Reiner.
And the corpse.
Yep.
Why the corpse?
Which-
They gotta know where it is. at
Yeah.
all
Which
times.
also
in your apartment, it's not
it's
going
not
anywhere.
yeah, it's not going anywhere.
no, Emilio Estevez called the police.
That's right. Yeah. And
Oh.
Keith David yanked the phone out of the wall.
Yep.
All right.
So either way,
Yeah. Although, no, because they should have called the cops and given them the body a long time. Oh, fuck, I hate the movie.
their shitty rivals at work are like, we're on a quest for revenge. I don't care that there's suddenly a Keith David there, who, by the way, is is the boss's brother-in-law. I don't care that he's carrying a corpse and a rifle. I don't care that they have a hostage.
They clearly
We're getting
tied the
revenge
other guy.
tonight.
Yeah.
Because we're four.
Yeah,
Like
that's
everyone
it.
in this
We've been
movie.
covered in shit twice this film. We're
Once
getting our
by
revenge.
ourselves, but fuck, let's move past that.
All right, so, so now they're following them. The hitmen are following them, and the cops, the bike cops, now have a cop car because it's nighttime, and they go following after
They get
the
a
beat up pickup
promotion
truck.
at sundown.
Yeah,
That's their reward for working a double shift.
when their sun comes out, it turns their car back into bicycles.
The wear car.
So
All the damn hipster cops.
they pull over Emilio Estevez, who's now in a pickup truck with a corpse, an obvious hostage who has a Keith David's tie in his mouth, and a crazed Keith David.
Holding a rifle.
At this point, the rifle, we'll say, is concealed.
Yeah, fair.
But one of the cops is behind the cop car, the new guy, and then the experienced guy comes up and he's like, I'm going to bust you now. This is it. You know, this is my chance to fucking bring you in. And Keith David's just like, this is 1990. You always have to drop the gun when I pull my gun. So I'm going to pull my rifle out and point it at this hostage's head.
Good luck with that
Yeah.
shit.
So in real life, the cops would riddle this car with bullets and the credits would roll.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
in
sure the guy
1990,
They
behind
do
the
what
car.
they're supposed to do in real life.
Well, I'm pretty sure even in real life, doing what they're supposed to do, rather, the guy in the back of the car would have shot him.
yeah,
Because I don't know why you wouldn't.
yeah. So
If he had a clear shot, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he seemed to have
With a
that window was covered in filth.
with a
I
service,
suppose.
yes. He had a service revolver in his
Yep.
hand instead of if he had a rifle where he could, more dependable accuracy.
Maybe.
Now, Brick, can you give us a dramatic reading of Keith David's lines from this scene?
Don't. Nope.
No,
Nope.
no.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, you were setting me up.
Yep.
Yep.
I figured
Keith
it
David
out.
hates cops, by the way. He said that
Yeah.
a few times.
I mean, he hates a lot of things.
So what he does here,
He hates
after he gets them
Chinese.
to drop their guns, and he is smart enough to realize the difference in the sound between a flashlight hitting the pavement and a gun hitting the pavement.
Smart. Cool.
He then decides that they need to strip down to their undies and be tied to a merry-go-round and just live there.
Yeah.
In a homosexual
Yeah.
position.
like
Homophobia is
days.
funny.
Well, yeah, we gotta have.
I mean,
the
it is,
gay
but
joke.
it's just, I mean, it's just like, it was a weird amount of time that they were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No other cops were patrolling.
Also didn't
That
take their
entire area.
guns.
Didn't
Because,
take
I mean,
guns.
at this point, you're going to prison forever. So,
Right.
like, you might as well take the guns,
Right,
too.
or their uniforms
Yeah.
or whatever.
But that's the weird that they did. But where did they go?
No, they were just on the ground.
Nobody ever picks them up,
They just left them on the ground.
including
You see them
Charlie
on the
Sheen.
ground? I don't
Because
remember
later
seeing them on
Charlie
the
Sheen rifles through their shit to get
Yeah,
their
he-
car keys.
Yep,
Oh,
and their
right.
belts there,
ground.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Takes
never
the
mind.
keys and leaves everything else.
Even though they're being chased by people with guns,
Yeah.
they don't bother to get the guns that are on the ground.
He's just like, oh, that's a line. I won't cross that. I
And
can't.
it's highly likely there would have been a shotgun or a rifle in the trunk
In
of
the
it,
car, yeah.
All
which
right.
they also failed to retrieve.
So now Charlie Sheen and the lady they're on the beach. Charlie Sheen's like, "Look, it's that time. We have to make out." She's like, "Okay." And then the hitmen show up. They're
How
like,
long have I known you
"Surprise!"
now?
I mean,
20
it
minutes?
was her
We're in
idea.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She started it.
She's.
she's a stereotypical early '90s female lead character.
Like,
He's Charlie Sheen.
I'm coming
and
to
his
get this.
brother wrote it, so fuck.
Yeah. So, we cut to a throwaway scene where Emilio Estevez is feeding coffee to the hostage, and then they just decide to go driving back near the beach,
The hostage is
and
like,
another
it needs
throwaway
sugar.
and then
That establishes that the hostage is also an asshole.
so
A long line of throwaway scenes.
the rival garbage men now they go. They're doing something to sabotage the brakes on this woman's convertible, which they can easily just get inside of.
Like putting
And he's
acid
like-
or something on it.
He's like, "Give me some light," he says to his accomplice, who, by the way, is like, "Yo, this isn't cool. Like, our beef is with the guy, not the girl." And he's
also,
like,
this is murder.
"Yeah," he's like, "Shut up and give me a light." So he lights a match and holds it. Like, that is a critical amount of light that makes a difference here. And then just drops the match in the car and walks away.
Now, mind you, the entire interior of this car appears to be lined with velvet.
Right, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying it wouldn't go up. I do actually.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, it's
It certainly will go up, but it's just the casual way he was like, we went through all this work to sabotage the brakes. I'll just throw the match in there.
oh yeah.
Well, he thought the match was out.
I think this falls under the I don't understand how fire works.
Yeah.
That
I know
seems to
somebody
be
who
the-
did accidentally destroy a car in this way. And
Excuse me?
yeah, they were just like, oh, it'll go out. And it didn't. So
What?
that part's realistic. I'm not going to say the person's name.
You
and
should,
then
No,
you,
but-
should, you should out them on the podcast.
not
No.
going to.
They
It's
deserve-
someone you don't know.
They
light a
cigarette or
Rick and
something?
John though. It was a rolled up, like it was like a letter or something. A little bit more than a match, but it wasn't much more.
They lit it in the car and then we're just
Yep.
like, I'm going to leave it here?
Okay, well,
Yep, they thought they blew it out, threw it in the back seat, and torched a car.
I mean, fire will not be forgiving if you
Yeah.
screw up. That's how my brother blew himself up.
He got better.
He did. Can't even tell that he had third-degree burns over most of his body.
His brother's Jay Leno.
No.
That would explain why you're not funny at all either.
Wow.
All right.
Shots fired.
Either way,
It slipped.
so
that was good.
the hitmen now catch up to Charlie Sheen and and this lady, and one of the little hitman guy is pointing a gun at Charlie Sheen. The bigger hitman has a 90s taser, which looked like a Ghostbusters toy proton pack prop.
Fire was like one too.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
totally thought that he actually just had like a red light stoplight thing because it looked like it was just a flashlight.
And they start arguing because the little guy's like, why do you have to be different? Why you gotta have a taser? Italian people suck.
Story of my
And
life.
the bigger hitman's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm tasing you. The one with the gun is now incapacitated. The guy with the taser has now used the weapon he has.
I mean,
So Charlie
did
Sheen and the
fuck.
woman just fuck off. Like, we're running away.
All right, we're leaving now.
He spills the beans to her while they're running. He's like, by the way, I've been spying on you forever. And I've lied to you a bunch of times. And she's like, oh, okay, Councilman's dead. They're after this tape that I have. And then she slaps him. Like, that's for lying to me. And everyone was like, what about for spying on you? And then she runs back into the frame, slaps him, says, that's for spying on me. And everyone in the room was like, oh, okay. So then it cuts back to the hitmen who are now driving in their car. And the little guy, he's like, oh, what happened? And the big guy's like, oh, it was incredible. You got struck by lightning. It was weird.
Freak storm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
got
and
struck
now
by lightning that came out of my hand.
Sheen and this lady, they now come across the cops that are chained to the merry-go-round. Apparently having some sort of homosexual escapade.
And they were trying to find the police
Yep.
for the purposes of
Yeah.
telling the police.
But they didn't want these cops.
Yeah, not
No,
these
no, no.
police.
No, we're not saving these guys. This guy that's always harassing us might actually, suddenly be like, oh, okay, I'll leave you alone. You saved my life.
He's
Yeah.
even like, all those things I said
Yeah.
about you, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Nope. I'm just going to leave them here. Not only that, I'm going to steal their car. Go through their stuff.
yeah. Like, why would you give that cop a chance to, like, I don't know, do his job and
Yeah. What
maybe
about
gain a little more self-confidence and maybe get a better position for
Oh,
doing
you
the right
won.
thing?
what about Officer Mustache, who's like his first day
right?
on
Who
patrol?
didn't do anything wrong other than just be
Follow
lumped
his-
in with this
Yeah,
douchebag.
follow his doofy partner. Yeah.
Either way, they're like, fuck them. So they go to get in the cop car.
Not even throwing them.
Nope. And they're like, we're stealing your car. But the hitmen are like, no, you're not. I'm crashing into you. Knock the door off your car. Charlie Sheen starts driving the cop car and he's just like, I'm crashing, and crashes into the hitman's car.
Yes,
really
you are.
slow. Doesn't have a seatbelt on because he's an asshole. So they get knocked out. The hitmen just casually get out of their car, walk over and point guns at him.
This is not the first time they've had drama.
Yeah, and the main bad guy even had time to drive down there, and they just capture him and take him away to Axis Chemical. They were dawdling there so long that fucking Emilio Estevez and Keith David have been driving around and found him. And they just follow him all the way back to Axis Chemical. So it is just the chemical plant bad guy set, just standard default. Like,
So
someone asked why steam was hissing at night, and they're like, 'cause it's a bad guy lair.
so you
That or
had,
Sparks.
you had seen Axis Chemical. The sign of the building though was
No, Axis Chemical is just
It's
kind of a joke.
from Batman. Joker
Oh,
Joker falls into that. So does Harley Quinn.
I'm pretty sure it's probably the same set.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's referring to that lazy, like, random chemical
Yeah.
plant trope.
But again, I
This film,
brought up.
it's just called Chemland
I
Chem
brought up
Life, I
or
think.
Chem Life.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Chem
It's
Life.
all the same shit.
We make-
before
Mhm.
that questioning what they actually produce there,
toxic waste.
because that is my question. That seems to be the only thing that comes out of this building.
And steam.
And as I noted, I guess maybe this was supposed to be one of the jokes, but it was just a fun thing for me to notice every time we cut back to his office, is he had little barrels in different
I wanted to play with them.
variations on his desk. Yeah, I don't know if they're stationary or if he's posing them like that or whatnot. But again, that means it'd be like if you know, I don't even know the right words here. Like if you work at a burger place and you sell burgers, and in your office you have like a little, you know, burger looking thing that's
Yeah.
a paperweight. I get that.
But if you have little bottles of
Yeah,
like
he's-
cow blood, that might be a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, but
Well,
sure.
there's gonna be cow blood
Oh no,
when you're
okay, I
slaughtering
see
them.
where.
So, like-
I get the connection.
Yeah,
now,
that's
yeah.
not the
Byproduct
thing.
of
Yes.
the burger.
Yeah, that's not the thing
he's
you want to
got
display.
little drums of toxic
well,
waste.
They hand out promotional little drums of toxic
Well,
waste to their.
I mean,
That's
their
how you become a
clients, yeah.
superhero. I want that shit.
technically, paint thinner is a toxic waste in and of
Right.
itself.
yeah,
So,
but you think it'd be a can of thinner, like a little toy, one of those.
Something with your fucking logo on it, not a
Yeah.
hazardous material written on the
No,
side.
this,
I wanna
this man's a Captain Planet villain.
Yes.
I want to meet this paint thinner mogul with 300 employees in his giant factory that makes paint thinner.
And drives a
Most of-
limo.
Yeah, most of whom their primary job is to dump these barrels in the ocean.
We produced 300
At-
barrels of paint thinner
at
today.
any hour
Let's
of
dump
the
them in
night,
the
too.
ocean.
Yeah.
And our cool was
Yeah,
bodies.
none of
being
it makes it to store
Yeah, oh,
shelves.
Yeah, he is the Captain Planet villain.
So, I forgot. While they were running away, Charlie Sheen and the lady, her fucking car explodes right after the guy gets tasered because they left the match in there.
Yeah.
Not only does it burn down, it explodes and flips in the air. And I'm pretty sure you can see a cord pulling on it.
Yes, absolutely. You can.
How much was it that this movie spent? Just trying to think of what percentage.
Yeah.
So like maybe what, 1 million to blow up a car on a street in San Francisco or something?
It's only a model.
$6.5 million to split between Emilio and Charlie,
All right. So now they're like,
and the rest was for cocaine.
how are we going to get into this chemical plant to rescue Charlie Sheen? Emilio Estevez is like, I have a plan. We'll go steal my garbage truck. Their rivals, though, are like, I got a plan. Let's just sabotage the brakes on their garbage truck.
so they'll go barreling into someone's house.
Yeah.
I see what you did there, barreling.
But so they already. I don't know if they realized they blew the car up, but they at least cut the brakes on this woman's car.
Yep.
Now they're cutting the brakes on the
yeah.
garbage truck.
Well, the first brake
Just
cut
fuck
didn't do
everybody.
what they intended.
Do they know that?
Well, they're still alive.
Do they know that?
Well, see, the cutting her brakes was to fuck with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, they got to get Estevez.
Now they got to get Estevez to do the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who cares who dies in the process?
Yeah, exactly.
They covered
All
me
right.
with feces. They got to die.
Twice.
That's kind of fair.
All right. So now, back at the bad guy lair, they're like, we could kill you, Charlie Sheen, but we're just going to seal you in barrels and dump your bodies in the ocean.
Oh,
He's
no, not in the ocean.
In the landfill. That's right.
Because
he says that'll be their last.
For
resting
some
place.
reason, they can't do it in the ocean anymore because
Yeah.
there are rules,
Mhm.
I guess.
So,
And the same rules that were there at the beginning when they were doing it anyway.
Oh, sure, yeah, but I don't know.
Well, maybe no, because they don't have the deputy, whatever he was.
So the,
Ma-
Max is
mayor.
like,
Well,
don't worry, you'll run out of
mayoral candidate,
oxygen
I don't
before
know.
you reach the dump site.
Yeah.
No.
Which you didn't,
Now,
absolutely.
the garbage truck comes crashing through into Axis Chemical, and they're like, I can't stop. I don't have brakes. Apparently, I drove here the whole time nonstop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flooring
I
it.
did, just GTA style, I didn't obey any traffic
I mean,
laws.
it does seem to be his style.
I mean, nobody else exists in
Yeah.
California in this movie, so it's fine.
The two hitmen come outside and are completely deaf, do not hear the very loud garbage truck noises that the Foley editor made sure to include in the movie. And they just get a bunch of trash dumped on them because, accidental pratfall, while the hostage found out that he's been held hostage with an air rifle this whole time. They were all struggling around in there and accidentally hit the dump the trash lever.
Also, it's good to keep your trash in the trash truck overnight.
Oh,
'cause
overnight, yeah.
You wouldn't want it to spoil.
No. No. You don't want the pests to get to it or anything.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, those guys get buried in day-old trash, and as far as I can tell, are just dead.
Or they wish they
Yeah.
were.
And then you get these other antics where fucking Keith David and Emilio Estevez go like sneaking around stealth mission style to go find Charlie Sheen, and they're by a garage door that obviously opens that's not quiet, and they don't notice till a forklift is bearing down on them. Keith David is like, I'm gonna move left. Emilio Estevez is like, I'm a rabbit, I just run straight away from it.
And the
Oh,
forklift
no.
driver
Chase
is going to
me.
be like, I'm just going to keep driving.
No. It's actually worse than that.
Mhm.
The two of them, Keith David tries to
Oh,
go
yeah.
left.
Oh, that's
Charlie
right, yeah.
Or Emilio Estevez tries to go right,
right.
and they just slam into each other until Keith David is smart enough to go, fuck you, and tosses him to the ground and gets the hell out of there.
That's right, because Emilio Estevez, the first one, overruns him.
Yes.
Yeah. So
At which point, as Brick was thinking while watching this, I would not have been the least bit surprised if he came out flat on the other end and like just went with your thumb in
Yeah,
the mouth, he blew
reinflated
himself
himself.
back up. Yeah.
So the man driving this forklift, who I'm pretty sure on his hazmat suit, it just has his name as YOLO, has the barrels positioned in such a way that he can't see what's in front of him, apparently. Nor care.
doesn't care.
Or
yeah.
here.
When he slams into the forklift in front of him, he knows he's got where he needs to be. So, Emilio Estevez runs in front of this forklift for like forever, and then it takes a corner. One of the barrels falls off. The guy driving it doesn't notice or care, and a Charlie Sheen just bursts out of that barrel.
Sure, why not?
He was trained by the same driving instructor that trained the hitman.
Yeah, indeed. So the two of them go and jump on one of these 4 trucks that are, taking all the barrels to the toxic waste site. And Keith David runs into trouble because 2 rent-a-cops show up and point guns at him. He's like, don't worry, I gave the editor a slice of extra cheese pepperoni pizza because in the next scene, I've just incapacitated the 2 of you somehow, stripped all your clothes off, and
Again.
yeah, also posed you in a homoerotic position.
Well, this was also after he broke the 4th wall, and he was
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
oh yeah.
He full on
I also
stares at the
hate
camera.
Right into the
Yeah.
camera. It says, I rent-a-cops. I hate rent-a-cops.
Yep. And now, so now there's just a scene of Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen hanging off the doors of a truck as it drives down the
So
road.
long.
Forgetting that they could use their legs, they just hang there. And
Flopping back and forth.
yeah, Emilio Estevez gets the strap of the pellet gun caught on a hook, and he's like, "Oh, I'm stuck." And it's like you're actually in a better position. You're not swinging around anymore, and you can just reach over and grab the side of the truck and start climbing up. Nope.
Also, you good buddies, when those doors swing shut, grab each other, you
Yeah.
fucking moron!
But they're not good buddies. They're only like kind of pretendsies good buddies because
Yeah.
they're always quarreling.
So now a car's coming, and Emilio Estevez is concerned. It turns out that car is being driven by their 2 rivals, who immediately like turn off the road and crash, and we don't see them again for the rest of the film.
That's fine.
And then Charlie Sheen just got edited into the bed of the truck now and pulls Emilio Estevez to safety.
Why not?
And we arrive at the dump. And this is just straight up Captain Planet moves here. It's just a bunch of guys in hazmat suits, gas masks, and hard hats throwing barrels of waste down a ramp into a lagoon.
Now, people at home, if you're imagining like Donkey Kong, in the old video game. No, that was way cooler than.
So, the Emilio Estevez takes the air rifle, takes one of these guys hostage, and he's like, "I'll kill this guy. Throw your guns into the lagoon." So the two guys that have guns do so.
I would have given anything for them to be like, I don't know who the fuck that is, and shoot them all.
Yeah, if Max was just like, shoot that hostage, throw him in the lagoon with their dead bodies.
Yeah, I am actually quite surprised with the way they portrayed that character, the main bad guy, that he gave a damn at all.
Yeah.
Like,
So now the cops show up. By cops, I mean it's Keith David and the pizza guy and the corpse.
and cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine. And they're on the fucking bullhorn yelling about putting their weapons down. And the fucking pizza guy's just like, "Yeah, you put that pellet gun down." And they're like, "It's a pellet gun? Get him!"
Like what?
And what would be a halfway decent fight in, most other movies is just fucking, by this point, you don't care.
Yeah.
You're just like, whatever. And
I
these
wanted to hear Yakety Sax play.
these goons in the hazmat suits that are
So
trying
far
to
off.
attack Emilio Estevez and Keith David are like pratfalling over themselves to like throw themselves in the lagoon or fall on barrels or whatever.
Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen is casually just going barrel to barrel looking for his lady friend.
Slamming on them with the butt of the air
Yep.
rifle,
Yeah.
which for some reason he's still carrying around because
Well, because two separate men in suits walk up to him and then stop and wait for him to hit him in the face with
Oh,
the
yeah,
butt of
that's
the
right.
pellet gun.
I forgot.
But even it is, I mean, I guess that's what the gun is for, to be used like a bat.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, why else? Although he had a bat before. Oh, fuck.
He lost
but,
the bat immediately on the first guy.
But, like, yeah, like, they no longer, it's not a gun and they all know it. So you don't have, like, a threat there. You don't seem to be interested in using it at all. Why?
They also demonstrated they were totally capable of flipping people over them that apparently just instantaneously incapacitated people.
Oh, yeah.
No weapons needed.
I'll admit, Keith David could probably beat about half of these
yeah.
men's ass by
Oh,
himself.
For sure.
He could
But
Donkey
Emilio
Kong launch
Estevez,
a
not
barrel
so
at
much.
people.
Yeah.
That would be entertaining.
The pizza guy even gets in on it. He puts a tire around a dude and rolls him down the hill. I did enjoy that guy up until that point. He was kicking Emilio Estevez in the ribs several times. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
He's the only person I rooted for, really, in the movie.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Keith David.
So Charlie Sheen finally finds the girl who, by this point, should have suffocated a long time ago. But nope, she's okay. And bad guy Max is like, "Fuck it, I got a bulldozer. I'll just push the whole truck in the lagoon." And then so they're like, "All right, let's get in the cop car." They're like, "Fool, cop car won't start because you need it too."
Clown car scene.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate myself for even suggesting this, but
Uh-oh.
do we think that there was actually a bit of intelligence behind this? And that was the point of the beginning scene where they said that the barrels were supposed to hold for so many years without leaking. And he was like, "Oh, I guess I miscalculated." He doesn't understand how airtight they actually are.
Maybe, yeah, actually, yeah.
I
That
almost
barrel
guarantee
was
they did not
probably
think of
not
that.
hermetically sealed.
Yeah,
Probably, but I almost
Fair enough.
guarantee they didn't actually think of that. But
it is also definitely the case in all the moments where you see them opening these barrels. He's just very casually opening these barrels.
oh yeah,
There's not much of a seal.
So-
but I agree. I'm very
Well, I mean,
confident
half
did
of them
not
just
think of
open
that.
up, falling off trucks and cars, and
So
which they're doing all the damn time.
yeah.
he bulldozes over this cop car like it's Christine, and like he just gets stuck up there and
That's how tracks work.
immediately gives up on the bulldozer. He's like, forward doesn't work, reverse doesn't work, doesn't try to like, maybe do a turn, maybe back up and go forward a few times. Nope.
Also, what are the odds this guy knows how to use a bulldozer? But
Yeah. So he just gets he goes out and he starts walking along and he just gets subjected to a cartoon.
Yeah.
Someone throws a creepy doll at him from nowhere. He throws that to the ground. Then he comes up to a fridge and you get a jump scare because the lady
Now-
just pops out of the fridge and spray paints his eyes.
That I actually legitimately thought was hilarious. It was
Yeah.
just the way that it was done. It was so ridiculous and
It's pretty brutal. And she does just sink back into the fridge and
Yeah.
he's gone.
Yeah.
she's like a jack in the box.
yeah,
then he's stumbling along and he gets like a trash can high five from Estevez and Sheen. So now it's making the little chirpy noises as he's staggering about. And he what you call it, walks over to the pizza guy who's dressed like a butler. Now he's got like a top hat he found at the dump and an umbrella. And he
Your car, sir.
yeah, he lets him in the limo where the corpse is. Suddenly the corpse is freaking Max out. And they've trapped his door, so he's got to go out the other door of the limo over the corpse, which puts him in prime position to get shot in the ass by the pellet gun. And that is enough to send him down the chute that will put him in the lagoon where they've been dumping all the toxic waste.
With the plot.
And you're like, could he at least melt?
Yeah.
Or something.
There
they
were-
don't even acknowledge that he's in there with toxic waste. Like,
Yeah. And they're up on the top of the hill laughing at him.
They're not even laughing well.
Yeah, and you're like, did they just go home? Like,
yeah. And even if that pool was filled with paint thinner, he would like suffocate.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
not
Like
be...
the fumes would kill him.
I also kind of feel like we missed the scene where they're just like all having a good chuckle at him being doused in the chemicals, and then someone lights another one of those matches and tosses it in, and just they all walk away as he burns.
Like I was half expecting because like he's at the bottom of this like area. There's like a runoff pipe there. I was half expecting just shit to come out of that pipe.
Yeah, sounds
well,
good.
one of them could have peed in the pipe and it trickles on him.
Yeah, something like I was
Trickle down
expecting.
economics.
Because there was like this like through line of feces.
And
Why would that have payoff, Rob?
it really seems like they just walk away. He gets out of the lagoon and like just gets his workers to stand back up and continue dumping the barrels.
Maybe.
And then they just go home. And like,
Everybody goes
no,
home.
and no one ever talks about this
They
again.
leave the corpse in the limo.
Yeah.
Like,
Probably throw that in the landfill and you're good to go.
Why not?
So bad guys still win, I think.
We all
I don't know. Maybe this guy gets cancer.
As the
and-
main,
I don't know.
as the main characters are bad guys, I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Well, then, yes, in that case, definitely. But we can't show you that joke because we have more important things to cut to.
Oh, yeah, we got to cut to some bad reggae and the two cops in their underwear getting peed on by a dog.
Sure.
Yep.
And
Because they said mean things, so
Yeah.
obviously they deserve to get.
and
They're getting peed on by a dog after they tried to explain their situation.
well, because
to
they
a
don't
dog.
want the dog to think they're gay.
Yeah.
No.
That'd be terrible. Could you imagine?
Who knows who that
I
dog
tried to
could tell.
imagine lots
That's
of
right.
things during this movie to give it an excuse.
Now, if there was a scene, like if the movie kept going and later on that dog went up to someone and barked to like some stoner guy and he's like, there are two cops fucking on the merry-go-round.
That would have been
That would
funny.
make me laugh.
pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
it also would have made me laugh if the dog decided to join the party.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah,
like I couldn't remember
that
what
would've been
happened.
good.
And I was like,
that's
is this
still
dog gonna?
no.
Is this dog gonna give him the old?
I'm kind of glad it didn't go that because
I mean, I've never had a dog, but I'm pretty sure that would actually be more likely than just peeing on a thing that people were on. Because I've only seen dogs pee on things that are totally inanimate objects. I
Oh, no,
have
they'll pee
seen
on-
dogs
Yeah, they'll-
hump people.
yes,
So-
they'll do that too.
Well, that's because you paid them, right?
Oh, I didn't.
To watch.
Get the hell out of there.
That's fair.
Why are you furthering this conversation?
All right, it's men at work.
Yeah. This was a 1?
no.
No.
No,
Oh.
I think it was a 2.
Well, what?
it was a something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What is it rated on rottengarbage.com?
Let's just get right into it.
Sorry, I'm stealing your
No,
lines, Rob.
Please steal away.
It's not good, I'll tell you that. Yeah, so on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 30%, audience gave this a score of 44%. So it is, I believe, just above the marker for being on the ones list, but not by much.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's their thoughts and opinions. What about you and yours, John?
I didn't hate it.
I think you enjoyed it the most out of all of us. You were laughing the most.
The funny parts I enjoyed. I definitely wouldn't have watched it on my own to begin with. Definitely don't recommend any watch on their own, but in a group setting, but definitely not.
All right, Joe.
So I don't think the movie's bad, and I don't like it, and I'm not going to recommend it. But I think there was something here. Like, I think this could have been good if Emilio Estevez didn't write, star, and direct it. I could see this reminded me of like one of those like Coen Brothers movies where a bunch of crazy shit happens and things get misunderstood and it like blows up out of nothing and there never really was a problem to begin with kind of scenario. But without any of the clever writing or, you know, good actors or, you know, good performances. So like where I'm going with this is like, I get mad where we see a lot of movies from the 80s, early 90s that get remade that are good and you know they're going to be worse. And this is one of those movies I think that like
Could be improved on.
this was something that we can do this again and we can do this right. Like, and I actually think this could have been a funny movie. Like, I kind of like the concept.
What about done by Guy Ritchie?
That would be an interesting one.
about-
well, early Guy Ritchie. I don't know about Guy Ritchie now.
No,
How about
like,
Lionel Richie?
That would be terrible.
yeah, but like a Snatch or Lock, Stock Guy Ritchie.
I don't know if that's quite the right tone. I don't think
I'd give it a shot.
I don't think his frenetic pace would quite work. But it would be better than this. Bottom line is, I think this is a movie that could be revisited and done better. But it made me laugh. Like Keith David stole the show. He was good. I liked his character. There were parts of it where, like the part where they're playing the Chinese music over his Vietnam flashbacks and stuff like that. But that really wasn't his fault. So I really liked him.
No, he requested it.
Yeah, okay. And, you know, I liked the circumstances they were in. And I feel like those hitmen made me chuckle a few times, even though they were fucking terrible. But that's about it. I'd say it's rated about right at 30%. Is, you know, somewhere between 30 and 40, I think feels about right. It's definitely an F territory, but not completely irredeemable.
But ultimately not.
Oh, definitely not recommend. Yeah. Yeah, no, I said that outright.
Yeah, I got a lot. Brick.
This movie was fucking stupid. Like I've only walked out on one movie, and it was the Rodney Dangerfield movie with baseball, and I couldn't actually shit. And that's
And Ladybug?
Maybe.
it was one that you had done.
Oh, yeah.
Ladybugs.
You mean soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, ladybugs.
You can tell how much I.
That's
paid
all right.
attention to that.
We closed the podcast down for like a year after that. It was that bad.
So like that's kind
I tried to
of
dodge some cops for a little while.
Yeah.
not to put a pun in here, but that is my bottom of the barrel measurement. This wasn't that bad, but like it was a fucking stupid movie. Like I feel like all of the characters acted as if they were 4. All of the writing seemed to have been done by a 4-year-old who needed a nap. I like what Joe said though. I like the idea of, okay, if you heard this and you were like, okay, this is just a sales pitch. This isn't even a draft. This is just a sales pitch. Can something good be done with this? Probably. I don't think that it's my style. It's a little bit too goofy, stupid humor. I could see Chris Farley, this being like a Chris Farley movie or a Will Ferrell kind of movie. It's just dumb. I'm not. It feels like Home Alone, but Home Alone not realizing that it's Home Alone.
All over.
What?
Me and Rob are doing the same thing. But
What?
nothing. Okay, so
Alright.
not recommending.
No,
Rob.
not
No.
even as a background movie.
No, like I agree with whoever said I kind of went to a dark place for a minute there. No, whoever said that it was Joe, I think.
Yep.
Like instead of remaking movies that people like instead of rebooting those to garbage, why don't we remake this? This was awful. I did not. I liked Keith David for most of it, and even then, at that point, by the end, I was like, okay, I've had enough.
He can't do the whole thing by himself.
No,
Although if they did do that as a single actor playing all of the parts, that would be kind
no,
of entertaining.
no. I don't recommend it.
What if it was 90 minutes of him and Roddy Piper in a garbage truck punching each other?
90 minutes?
And every so often they stop and you're like, oh, okay, they're done. And then one of them comes back in the frame.
I mean,
Starts punching the other one.
I think I think you get about 19 minutes out
That's
of that.
fair.
And
Yeah.
then you're like at that point you're hitting Family Guy territory.
Mhm.
That's when you gotta.
I just want to throw in for that. Yeah, couldn't take more than 19 minutes, certainly. But if pretty much just the movie with those two, I'd be already more interested in the whole thing. But so you did not recommend. Yeah, I will. Jump on that bandwagon of if you're looking for movies to remake, this one is right for it. But as for this movie as it is, I don't know what I ever saw in this. This is hot garbage. I really did not enjoy this experience at all. So yeah, because it is. It's a thing that I never quite know how to properly explain, but it's that shit of we can't decide if we want to be an action movie or a comedy, and we don't find a good middle ground. Or actually, this happens with horror movies a lot too. But like, it's too comedic to be anything other than a cartoon, but not quite cartoonish enough to be really funny. So it was just miserable, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And yeah, it was absolutely miserable. The two leads are horrible people. Everybody in this is an asshole. So yeah, it is just no. I do not recommend this. Because we've been laxing on this one. What do we folks think we should recommend in place of this?
I'm trying to think about that. I'm like,
Garbage Pail Kids?
no, God no. This is way better than Garbage Pail Kids.
So
Okay, that's myself,
we watched Taskmaster while we were waiting for Brick to show up. Watch
certainly-
Taskmaster. That's fun.
I mean, that's not really
Not at all
a thing,
related.
but
no,
but,
it doesn't
I mean,
it doesn't have to be related, but it would be
Funny,
better if it was a movie at least.
Yeah.
funny Charlie Sheen movie from the time would make me think Hot Shots, but this is also kind of making me think like, were those movies actually that funny?
But that is a debate. We might have to wait until we can get back to those. But yeah, that was part of the thing. Watching this, I kept thinking like, did he write a spec script for Loaded Weapon and like that didn't go through and he said, "Fuck it, we'll be Garbage Men instead." But anyway,
Well, Loaded Weapon. Was that any
Or
good?
was that-
I don't remember that. That was Sheen
remember
and
at-
Sam Jackson, right?
No, it was
Estevez.
Estevez.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Kathy Ireland too.
But
I will say when you
I
were
haven't seen that
talking
in ages.
earlier,
Kathy Ireland's an alien from LA.
when you were saying, they should have just been cops, it occurred to me that if they had done
right.
that, I think it would have felt like it was trying to be Police Academy, but not succeeding.
It would have felt like Lethal Weapon.
yeah, it has problems. You know what? Fuck it.
Well, I'm just
Lethal
thinking
Weapon.
of
Huh?
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch some commercials that I've seen. Like,
Well, yeah.
I need to go to sleep. So, podcast is over.
Well, what do we have coming up?
We're
It's
gonna
still in the works, right?
we're gonna do some kind of Christmas shit. I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. Listen to it.
It'll at least loosely involve Christmas.
Yeah, it'll make you feel holidays inside.
You get what you pay for, which is nothing. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
give us money.
You'll take it and you'll like it, bitch.
Gotten worse at this.
Oh yeah. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.
Good night.
Work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, and if possible, leave a review. If you have questions, comments, or would like to sponsor an episode, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt, hoodie, and more at Teespring. Or gain access to exclusive content by becoming a patron at patreon.com/4ampodcast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.